Yeah.
That's a nice mental model. That's like a meta mental model for learning about a complex subject matter. And if you're talking about emotional intelligence, um, it's a very nice model because I think it gets exactly the right. What you have is a landscape of different bodies of knowledge that are relevant to understanding this, and the process of becoming literate and then proficient is this process of navigating, exploring different parts of that landscape, coming to understand it better, and then cycling that back and reflecting on it and applying it. How does this relate to me? How does this insight? How can this make an impact on how I behave in the world? But you don't stop there. It's a mistake to think that you've got the single best model here. There's this whole terrain open to you. It doesn't have to stop. You can learn something new, seek out new things. All of a sudden, you broaden your perception. And when you learn something new, it can change the way you thought about that other model too. It sort of has this feedback. You go, I see what I was, that was limited in some way here. So it's forward-looking, it's growth-oriented, right? It's not as opposed to static,
Right.
which is good. That growth-oriented mindset is positive, is good to cultivate. It's also humbling in the sense that you can always say, I'm sure I don't have the full story. There's more to learn here. Important role for curiosity, because curiosity is what will drive you to explore those other parts of the landscape. And when you do that, you'll have greater capacity to have a positive influence on the people around you and the world around you. So it's a good meta mental model.
Yeah. Well, and I also think of like a machine with all these gears, or a watch, and somebody's reality could be one of those gears. They say, well, all the other ones are not necessary because mine's moving, it's making things work. But then you take one other gear out, no matter how small it is or how large it is, and everything stops working.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So everything feeds into itself to make this one larger component. So, I have really enjoyed this conversation with you, Kevin. And I love seeing, I think philosophy is something that should be taught in schools because it really teaches you to see things from alternative perspectives instead of just finding one truth. So I really enjoyed hearing your, I would say, more holistic perspective. And thank you for kind of breaking down tribalism and how it relates to emotional intelligence.